Welcome to the Charleston Marketing Podcast, powered by the Charleston American Marketing Association and broadcasting from our home at Charleston Radio Group. Thanks to CRG, we're able to talk with the movers and shakers of Charleston, from economy to art, from hospitality to tech, and everything in between. These leaders have made a home here in the Lowcountry. They live here, they work here, they make change here. Why? Let's talk about it.
Hello and welcome to the Charleston Marketing Podcast, powered by the Charleston Marketing Association. We are recording in the Charleston Radio Group studios, big supporters of CAMA. Got to give a big shout out to Charleston's favorite DJ Jerry Feelsgood on the beats at the beginning. Thanks to all your supporters. Stephanie here. I am the founder of Stephanie Barrow Consulting, a digital marketing strategy agency located here in Charleston, and your CAMA past president. Thanks, guys, for joining us. I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Mike Compton.
Hey.
Say what's up.
What's happening, folks? Great to be here. Mike Compton, president of Roombo Advertising, like Steph just said. GoRoombo.com if you're interested. And your incoming president for CAMA. We're here today with a very special guest.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm very excited you're here.
Big
Yay.
time. Mike, let me fix my mic here real quick. Erin Kienzle.
Yeah. Oh, you said it right.
Huh?
Hi.
Good God, I said it right.
You've been practicing for days.
No, I have not. That was
You're just crossing your fingers.
Crossed my fingers and looked at you.
Came out perfectly.
I called Kelly Moore the other episode, too, for some dumb
reason,
I
don't know.
But,
we've been working together for almost 2 years.
Kelly
Morris.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Little bit about Erin. Is this my part?
That's your part. Go for it.
A little bit about Erin here. Erin Kienzle is the TV host of Lowcountry Live and a video coach with 20 years of on-air experience. Erin is now sharing all of her TV tips and tricks to help others show up confidently and effectively on video. I'm going to need help with that, Erin.
Same, right there.
Her signature course, Video Launchpad, has taught more than 100 businesses how to use short-form video for leads, sales, growth, and fun.
Yeah, Erin is so authentically cool and fun on her social media. If you're not following her on Instagram, you should be, because I feel like I've met Erin a handful of times, but I feel like I know her just by following her social media.
Real quick,
how we connect.
Real quick, because people are probably going to be scrolling and looking like who Erin Kienzle is. What is your handle?
It's hard to spell. So it's Erin, Erin Kienzle. Usually if you search Erin Video Coach, it will pop up.
Oh, you got Erin Video Coach.
Well, those are just the keywords.
I get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that.
She does a great job of her personal branding.
Uh-huh.
Very much so. So tell us a little bit about what drew you to...
Well, I want to know about Erin, though. Let's learn about Erin first.
I want to know about how you got into broadcasting and how you ended up in Charleston.
We'll get that. Okay. We'll get there.
I sometimes am afraid to say where I'm from because it's Ohio.
Oh, man.
Right.
Why do people hate Ohio
so before you
much?
send me the website, Ohio, go home.
Yeah.
I moved here in 2002, so I feel like vindicated.
Oh,
I've been here a long time.
You have been here.
Yeah. Over 20 years. You're a veteran.
I did.
Local.
I moved away briefly to Pittsburgh for 7 years to work, and then realized I missed the beach.
What were you doing there?
I was a meteorologist. I've been a meteorologist for a long time.
Oh, cool.
I'm now retired, so don't ask any weather questions.
Oh, no.
So... I love that. So are you friends with Rob Fowler and all the people that are local?
I adore Rob Fowler. Yeah. Phil Walsh, all of them, yeah.
They're awesome. So, okay, if I'm watching the hurricane traffic these days, what app do I watch? Because I don't even know I have all of them downloaded, and I'm just staring at all of them, praying to Jesus that I could get out in time.
Yeah, I don't. So, I work at ABC, so we have our own weather app.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up. Here, I'll look for it. I use weather radar scope, and there's one called Climb.
Okay, I don't have any of those, so this is going to be add to my gamut of weather apps. That's exciting.
Didn't think we'd be talking about the weather.
I didn't either. But
how long were you doing that for?
I was a meteorologist for 15 years.
15 years. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Does anybody know that? Do you say that a lot?
I don't really talk about it anymore.
No.
Just kind of put it under the rug.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fun.
Bring it out every now and again. It's kind of a fun
thing. It is very cool.
Well, maybe not. So you came here in 2002 from Pittsburgh?
From Ohio.
And you went to school in Ohio?
I did. I went to Ohio University.
Okay.
And so your question about how I got started in TV.
Yeah.
So this is back in the day. In Ohio, it snows, clearly. So when school was canceled, we didn't have, internet and text messages. So you had to watch the local news and wait for the ticker.
The sticker. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So there were two guys on Cleveland News, and they were older gentlemen, and they had like a morning talk show.
Okay.
And they would sit there, and they would drink coffee and eat donuts and just like yap.
Oh.
Okay.
And that's how we got like our school cancellations. But I was like, that is a good gig.
There you go.
That seems like fun. So then I got a degree in journalism. I ended up doing meteorology. I did like hard news for a long time. So I think it's just ironic that now with Low Country Live, it's a lifestyle show that I am doing kind of what like those guys
And that's how I
did.
envision
No
you as
kidding.
like a fashionista. I can see you like on the E-News Network being like the
Yeah.
style, the
Lifestyle.
style
Yeah.
expert,
Yeah.
That's
Well,
so,
have you seen the meteorologists lately? They're all look great. Every meteorologist.
I
out
know,
there,
I
they're all
haven't been
dapper,
checking out the
even, like,
meteorologists,
Josh
but I-
is even dapper, but the ladies
Josh
are
is
all
dapper.
great looking and,
Yeah.
and put together. And shout out to meteorologists around here.
there you go.
Yes.
So you transitioned from meteorologist to Low Country Local immediately, or how did that work out?
I was in Pittsburgh and I had like a breakdown when I was driving my newborn to the sitter at 2 a.m. so I could cover a snowstorm. And I was like, this is not like what I want to do with my life. So I quit.
Good for you.
Moved down here. And for a couple years, I was just like doing copywriting and stuff like that. And then TV like lured me back in.
When did the husband come into play?
Well, which I've had two.
Oh, okay.
So.
She's a blended family like
So-
me.
So far, my second one is my favorite.
Yeah. Shout out to second husband. See,
Second
I'm
husband's
right
my
there
best.
with you.
Nice. So you're in Charleston and you fell in love with it.
Yes, I love Charleston.
Why?
I mean, why not?
Uh-huh.
I tell my kids all the time that they are so lucky
Yeah,
to live
same.
here.
I
You
feel like
know?
we've set the bar high for these children because
too
it is
high, I feel
beautiful
Yeah.
and everyone is nice and everyone is welcoming and
Well, they're so spoiled.
so spoiled.
I'm like, do you realize you can be at the beach parked in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm from Ohio.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we had a dirty pool, you know?
Uh-huh.
Everything is like a 5-star restaurant. Even
Yeah.
if you go to like a mom and pop just hole in the wall. It's the best of the best.
I'm from Michigan, so I get it.
Oh, where in Michigan?
Waterford, to be exact, Oakland County.
Okay.
Wife's from Royal Oak. Mackinac Island.
Yeah.
It's my island.
Yeah. I went to Torch Lake every summer.
Oh,
That's where my
okay.
grandparents were, yeah.
Sure. So I get I get giddy every time I'm somewhere, even the simplest things, even like riding my golf cart to the grocery store
Oh, yeah.
with my kid next to me, 8-year-old, I got 2-year-olds. And just like, I'm like looking at them, I'm like, this isn't how
I
we
know.
grew up. Like, you have to appreciate. And
All
have
of my friends in
gratitude
Virginia are like, it's very Stepfordy there, but then we visit you and we're like, we want to move immediately. And I said, I will send you
Listen,
realtor.com
it
listings.
did have a very Stepford intro. Like when you're coming from,
Wait,
I came from
well,
Tampa.
Yes.
So it takes a minute to get used to, and then
Yeah.
the pace is a little bit slower too. But once you get into it, Jared said it. Jared from In the Block said Charleston embraces you. If you embrace
It does.
Charleston, Charleston embraces you, and so that's been
Good way
kind
of
of our
putting
mission.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. You loved it.
I loved
And
it.
you've been
Here I
here
am.
for
Here to
over
stay.
20 years. My gosh.
Here to stay, yeah. Can't kick me
Well,
out.
you're kicking ass. Well, excuse me. but
Oh,
you're
thank
killing
you.
it. Like you're everywhere. Talk about the TV stuff. Like, what got you into that other than being a meteorologist?
Have you been to the Low Country Live set?
I
I've had some
haven't. No, I haven't had
clients there,
the-
been back in the agreement. You do an excellent job.
Oh, you're kind.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a great environment.
Yeah.
So Low Country Live's little. So there's hard news, which is I say hard news, traditional news. That's what you watch in the morning, at night. Low Country Live's totally different. That it's lifestyle.
It is.
So we invite businesses to come on. We invite nonprofits to come on. We have 6 or 7 guests daily, and we do 4-minute interviews with them. So by TV standards, it's kind of like long form content. But it's great for a business to have 4 minutes to talk about who they are, what they do. It's great for us because today we had a guy on who used to work at, or like owned Keurig, and then he sold it, and now he's on IOP creating these new aluminum K-cups
Oh, I love
because they're
this.
better for the planet. So today on the show, I had the guy that used to own Keurig. He's holding these aluminum K-cups on the show.
This is
And
going to change the
selling.
world.
He's like, this is the first time the world has seen him publicly. I'm like, what is happening? Like on Little Low Country Live.
That's huge.
So it's just interesting. You never know who you're going to get, be it local, be it people who are visiting. You know,
It's a great way to introduce new people to the area, to all of the businesses and that kind of thing. Because I've been on there numerous times with nonprofits. I know that you always have like the pet of the week, right?
yes.
That's one of my favorite segments that you have.
And we have pet helpers in Charleston Animal Society on weekly, and that's like my favorite thing that we do.
Yeah, I
because
love
we
it.
we save lives. I mean, I can
Absolutely.
say that. I know, like, the dog will go on air, and she'll later on, Kay will be like,
Aw.
he or she was adopted. You know, makes
That's
you
Make
feel
you
good.
feel good.
Makes you feel good.
So you like what you're doing?
I do. I've done TV a long time. I've seen a lot of changes in TV.
Yeah. Well, you're really good at it.
Yeah,
So.
thank you.
Stephanie, what's up? What else you got?
I don't know. I love everything that you're doing. I
Uh-huh.
went to recently a gala for our good friend. Shout out to Katie Bloomquist, and
Oh, is it Katie's Going Places?
it was the
gala?
Going Places
Okay,
gala.
Okay.
And you were there, and you were the auctioneer.
Yeah, weird, huh?
No, it was cool. it was.
Why
you
is it
had-
weird? Why
you're
would that
so
be weird?
Well, people always are shocked to have a female auctioneer.
Is that what it
is? What I
is?
get a lot. Well,
Yeah.
when I say auctioneer, what do you think of? Probably like a
The dude.
guy
think
in
of
a
it like
cowboy
a-
hat.
At the-
Yeah.
like a guy in a suit,
Car
that's
auction.
older, probably like in a grandma's estate sale situation. You know,
Yeah.
not in a fun dancing everyone gala. And my husband and I were into it. We were raising our paddles. We were.
Try to get you to spend some money.
Yeah, you did.
Can you do it real quick? Can you give us the auctioneer voice right now?
I can't. Well,
Like,
I
auction off
always
the American
say,
Marketing Association.
can I start by saying that auctioneer, like, it's a license. Like, I had to go to school for 80 hours, take a state test. It is far more than you ever imagined.
Really?
Yep.
I
And
can see that.
They take you to the cattle auctions. They take you to the car auctions. I mean, it was a lot. It was one of those moments when I said, what am I doing with my life? Sitting in auction school is really weird.
Have you always been able to talk that fast?
No, I have no intentions of being an auctioneer. I think when you work in television, you get invited to MC things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then that leads itself to like, oh, it's a charity gala. Can you do the auction? So kind of that was my.
It's really neat. You got
Yeah.
if you
All right,
haven't.
do you want me to do my
Yeah,
party
yes,
trick?
let's do it.
So I always say I don't sell cars or cattle. So ours is much slower because you guys are drunk.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
not right now.
Not
We're
right
drunk
now,
at this
but
moment.
usually at galas you're drunk. So
Yeah.
what can I sell? Like your headphones?
Charleston American Marketing Association.
I'm going to sell Brian's headphones.
Oh, there you go.
All right,
There you
so
go.
we're going to start the bidding. Where do you want to kick it off? $20.
20.
So let's start the bidding at 20. Anybody would you go $20? We've got $20 right there. Now 25. Who'd bid 25? We've got 30 in the back. Can you do 35 over there? Now 40. Anybody do 40? Anybody now 40? Now 45. Now 50. Thank you, sir, for 50. Can we get this to climb a little bit higher? How about 60, Brian? To keep your headphones. Are you in? Oh, you're out. He's got 60. $70.
Yep, I'll take
Stephanie's back in. Back to you. We're going to sell them for $100. And then we keep going. You guys keep sipping your cocktails. Then we say, last call. Going once. Going twice. It is sold to Stephanie.
it. Oh yeah.
That's a yes. Wow.
She had me going on the vacation that Katie was doing. All of us were in.
You
Mexico.
were about to buy
The
his
Mexico.
headphones.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? You were
Yeah.
excited to buy his headphones.
We
just
usually
now.
sell like bougie trips, like things that you can't get
Sure.
elsewhere.
Sure.
It's
But
fun.
it always goes to a great cause. So that part I love it. I love about it. And you also started like a nonprofit centered around this.
Well, I'm not a nonprofit. Our company's called Giving for Good,
Yes.
and we're an auction house. So it's me. There's 2 other auctioneers underneath me,
Okay.
and we do 50 events across the Southeast annually.
Very cool. That's great.
I don't know
What
how
a
you
great
have
niche.
time to do all the things that you do.
I don't know either.
It's very impressive.
Well, I was thinking that you have to, your day has to be so regimented because all the
Yeah.
content that you have out there, plus the auctioneering, plus the TV, plus the Launchpad. Did you want to talk a little bit about Launchpad?
Yeah. So as far as my day goes, I typically wake up at 4, and that's a carryover from a decade of morning
Say 4 a.m.
Yeah.
4 a.m.
What in the
Because when you do
world?
morning television, which I did for a decade, you wake up at 2 a.m. So 4 a.m. is like just innate.
Yet she
to
looks
me.
flawless and has no
Oh, I don't
bags
have
under her eyes.
So I wake up if my day is front loaded, so I'll go and do a lot of my work. Low Country Live is like 10 to 11. We're live. By noon, sometimes we have shoots, and then after that in the afternoon is where I'll do like my Launchpad, which is my class, or auction calls, and then auctions are like mostly weekends.
Is that how you're so good at being authentically yourself on social media? You're just sharing your day?
Yeah, you have to be. I think people overcomplicate social.
Right.
I think if you can just incorporate it into what you're doing naturally, it's far easier, and you're more likely to post, and you're more likely to resonate with people because you're not forcing it.
I feel like I would be boring sharing my day, but
I'm the
somehow
same.
you're not boring at all. You're just having fun, just hanging out with her husband, doing a date night, and here they are looking so cute.
It's so cute, but I feel like that's imposter syndrome at the same time. I feel like maybe we would be interesting.
You would be.
You know,
I'm
So-
trying. I'm
about
trying.
how you put it out there. You know, I'm
Yes,
trying
no
to talk
sh-
myself into it. Is what
Yeah,
you know.
me
what I mean?
too,
Like,
me too.
And you're an inspiration.
I would be fascinated at whatever you guys do.
Yeah.
So
You're
I had
so
a
sweet, but-
TV, it's true. A TV consultant years ago told me this, and it stuck with me that I tell everyone, the number one thing you can do is pull back the curtain and show behind the scenes. because we are all so curious.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you were to like, do you have any special drinks in the morning? Do you have like protein shake or
Vodka
I have
vodka?
coffee. And if it's a Sunday, I probably have a mimosa. So
Right.
yeah.
But just like the mixing, whatever you're putting
Yeah.
together in the morning, like it's those little moments that I'd be like, what is that? Do
Right.
I need to drink that? What is she doing?
Okay.
We all have small things that we do that are interesting to other people.
Right.
So you sprinkle that in, and then when you learn how to sprinkle it in and add that you're teaching or add your expertise with it, that's
Right.
when you have like the right formula.
I love marketing for other people. So do you have a lot of other marketers like me who aren't very good about talking about
Yes.
themselves come take
Yes.
your course? I bet
Yes.
you do.
Launchpad.
Launchpad.
Yes. So Launchpad is my signature course, and this is where we take people like you guys.
Yeah.
And it's about Instagram strategy, but it's about getting on camera. So the very
Right.
first thing they do is you just record 60 seconds, who I am, what I do. And then I guarantee 5 weeks later when we're done, you're going to be blown away, because I'm always blown away at how different you are.
Interesting.
And it's wonderful, because I used to do like one-on-one coaching, and that did not work, because I would say, go make a video. And a week later we'd meet and you'd say, I was too busy. I couldn't do it. I didn't have time.
Okay.
So Launchpad is 10 people. So it's like school. You don't want to be the bad student. So we
Accountability.
meet the first week we meet, next week it better be done.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to see, Stephanie's video, but you get my feedback, but everyone else. And that's the magic. We just met yesterday, and my students were telling each other, you could do this. Well, that's fascinating.
I
wanna
love
know
the
about
collaboration.
This. So it's almost like a think tank mastermind,
Yeah.
Okay.
where people are saying, this is how you appear to me. This is how you come across. This
Mm-hmm.
is what you should post. So it's just, sometimes I just sit back. I'm like, y'all run it. You guys are awesome.
And when you say students, you grown
I say
adults.
students. It's-
Like
yeah.
they're grown adults. Like
Yes,
just
I
wanna
call
make-
them my students.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cute and
Yeah.
cool, but
Right.
it's grown ass people like us
Grown-ass people.
taking these courses, trying to better themselves.
If I had to define an age, I always say like 35 plus. Those
Yeah.
of us that were
Oh.
not born with a phone in our hands. It is not innate for us to, hold the phone up and talk to the camera. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. For our kids,
It's life.
that's all they know. Like
Like
they're
and
not going to need
subscribe.
Launchpad.
No.
You're like, put the phone
It's
down.
so true. It's
It
so
is
true.
so true.
Do you have like a cell phone tripod at your handy, like everywhere you go?
I have like a tripod that sometimes does live in my bag. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I always thought that my life would be a good sitcom, and then that's kind of what's going on,
Yeah.
right? You're kind of like your own TV show.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I
what
have
I
got
teach.
so much footage in my cell phone. It's just sitting there though.
You got to post.
I gotta
gotta
post
post
it.
But that's what I teach. So your Instagram page is your TV channel.
What about the time I got lice? And
Great content.
I've also had.
You got lice? I've had lice. Have you had lice?
Oh, we've had it.
If you have
Last
children,
year.
you've had
And I
lice.
shaved my own
Yes.
head.
Was this recently?
About last month.
We had it last
That's
year.
why I got so
Both
short.
of us
Go back
did.
quickly.
Yeah, we have young kids. So
Did you
younger.
guys get you have it at the same time?
Right around
Like
the same
podcast
time?
podcast lice?
What happened?
Oh, no.
Gross.
No.
No.
I might put my hair in a ponytail right now.
No, Kelly? No, she's out. Kelly's
Podcast
out.
lice.
No.
She's not on the committee anymore
Our
either.
whole school got it. And I was at that Bee Lice place on Mount Pleasant,
Yep.
just getting my head picked through by those specialists over there.
Anyhow,
Shout out to them. What
I'm
a
just
job.
We
saying.
really went off.
Right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let me move my tears. I'm
I am a lice expert. We have 4 kids, so
So you get it then.
I'm an excellent comber.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, it was just funny
They say they like clean heads.
for me
so,
to shave
just
my
so you
head
know.
and to say they said to have kids. Blah blah blah. I'm just
That's
grumping
great
about
content.
having kids as I'm shaving my
These
head.
boys
Yeah.
could do
I'm thinking to
that.
myself, somebody
Girls
would
aren't
watch
gonna
that, and then I'm like, who would watch that? But you're
Everybody.
saying
Everybody
it might
would
be
watch
kind of
that.
fun.
It's pretty-
It was
that is
funny
pretty
just to talk about
relatable.
just now.
Yeah.
So
You
there's
just
a lot of
have
stuff
to
like that.
decide, like, is your Instagram page, is it just to build relatability with people?
Right.
Is it a sales machine?
right.
Like what is the general outcome of it? So my people are like, I want to make money off of it. So then your content has to be focused on what you're selling, 90% of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other fun stuff is what people remember.
Right.
So like recently I've been posting these silly ones with my husband and I, and this is real life. We're on date night and I'm like, come on, get video of me, shoot this. And he's complaining.
Yeah.
And we're arguing about it, and it's not staged. Like, that's just who we are.
Yeah.
And it's been doing really well. So I'm testing it because people like to see
your husband's a great sport.
the real moments.
Yeah.
So you have
Right.
like educational content, like the good stuff that you're promoting your business. And then you just have, hey, this is really us. And that's what people remember. So
Man.
you shaving your head, we probably couldn't unsee it. We would,
That would
Can't believe I just
resonate
brought
with
that
me.
up. Brian's still laughing about that right now. Our engineer.
Brian's like, did you have these headphones on earlier?
16.4 thousand followers on Instagram.
It's not even that many.
It's not?
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
That's impressive.
I think I have
That's
16.
That's
But the content you have is very relatable, and you're talking about having a tripod and maybe a ring light near you in the like in the house, like everything's just kind of like right there. When you have an idea, you just record it.
Yes, you can do it that way. I also like to, like in Launchpad, we do a whole mind map. So ideally, and I'm sure Stephanie agrees with this, you have a whole sheet of like, these are things that
These
I'm
are your
gonna
content
post.
ideas.
These are my content ideas.
Okay,
So
good.
you
Yeah,
know
do a little
what kind of
pre-pro.
stuff you're going to
I like
do.
it. I like it.
But the way things have changed in our favor is when I started doing this during COVID because I was bored, we had the ring light, I had the microphone, I was like TV Erin. And now that content doesn't work.
TV Erin to the listeners was
Yeah.
he's very proper and had her arm.
Right.
Now
like,
she's
TV
using
Erin
face
was-
masks and
Yeah,
having
and
dates with
I'm not
husbands.
saying like that. I call it hi-fi content.
Okay.
So that would be like us. Hi-fi content is us in the studio right now. We have the
Right.
professional mic. Like that's beautiful content that you can still post.
Yes.
But I think there was just an inundation of like everything started to look the same.
Right.
So now what is doing really well is what I call lo-fi content
Okay.
on your phone. And it's counterintuitive to like everything that I used to teach. Like don't like clip the clip. Like don't shake the camera. I don't want to see you hit record.
Right.
And now it's shaky video up front. It's movement. It's very raw. And you'll see now when you scroll,
There's a
when you
huge change in
see
the
that like
algorithm.
raw, messier content, that is what is being watched. So that's why I told my husband, like, we're going to record date night and just like slap it up there because that's lo-fi.
Everything
And
I'm being
he
fed
said,
are
"Heck
like
yeah, let's do it."
He did not say
like
that.
He says, "I love it when we do
He's
this."
not
Erin.
into it.
well, he's married
He's
to a
a
good
pro,
actor.
so
He's a good
Man.
sport. He's a
Yeah.
good sport.
when I'm looking through
That's
my
my wife.
Reels feed on Instagram. Now, are you on TikTok too?
Well, because I have teens, they're like, God, no, don't be on TikTok. But I do use it for research and to scroll.
Yeah, me too. I use it for research. I'm not
Research when you scroll. That's what I'm doing. I'm researching.
You're
researching
Yes,
it.
exactly.
There's been quite a few beauty products I've bought just from watching TikTok.
Right?
Like
There's
French
a lot.
They
women,
like know you.
they do know you.
Right.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
oh,
they
you're
think
40.
you
Let's
know
feed you
them.
all the things. And then it's all like, who wants to dance to Missy Elliott? I'm like, I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get a lot of like dad help content.
Yeah, I
you
get a
know,
lot of like you
parent
were
help
cool, mom,
content.
but you're not anymore. But you want your teens
Right.
to think you're cool, so do this dance.
Yeah.
I'll tell
No,
you
I'm
a
not
funny
dancing,
story.
No, but go ahead.
You have to be very careful, especially on TikTok, what you watch because
Yeah.
the algorithm is that good. So
Yeah.
I had a student once who was like, I keep seeing breastfeeding videos. And I said, well, at one point, did you? He's like, well, there was one. I said, well, that's your own fault.
Male
So now you
female
need to
student?
go
Oh.
like watch
okay.
other stuff. I didn't
All
ask
right.
that
Yeah,
question.
no. Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna even tell you what shows up on my husband. He's like, sweetheart, I really don't look at these things. and
Oh
I'm,
no, he
it's-
did at one point.
It was like
It's sticky.
like
The
someone
algorithm's very sticky,
wrestling, and
for
I
sure.
was like, yeah, it's crazy. I get a lot of dog and cat videos,
I
and
do
definitely
too.
a lot of moms who are probably around 40, like trying to dance and show their teens like how cool they were once.
Or the teenage slang. I get a lot of
A lot
Yeah.
of the skibbity bibbity.
Skibbity toilet bebop.
Did you see my post? the other
Yes,
day?
yes.
Was that funny or no?
It was funny.
I said, what did I say? Because I couldn't find any information on. She's on the PTO for Pinckney.
Yes.
I couldn't find the actual information for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm an idiot. I'm a noob.
Oh, it's fine.
But I said, what's the skibbity on the bash?
Skibbity on the back.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
don't think so.
Oh, Yeah, it's a lot of like
It's full of Riz.
a lot of sigma happening and
Sigma.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
all the riz you need.
Not cap.
not cap,
cap.
not cap. It's,
We're totally not doing it right.
no,
Oh, my
definitely.
wife and I say that all the time. We're
So
not
I
doing
think
that.
you're not allowed to
We're not doing
say it. Like you're supposed to understand it enough if you're, but you're not cool enough to say it. Like I'm not going to say it to her because that would embarrass her.
If
Probably.
you end every sentence with bruh,
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 I'm
yeah,
there.
bruh,
I think that would embarrass the
I'm
heck out
original.
of my children.
bruh.
Yeah, but at
And I
least
did.
know what
I
they're
said
saying.
bruh. I said bruh at the end
Bruh.
of the
Don't
sentence.
do
too.
it.
I
Don't
did.
do it. You
at the end of the
can't.
podcast
No,
or
no.
the post.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot going on, Erin. Like, one thing I wanted to talk about was editing all of this.
Mhm.
I mean, are you up in midnight? And what softwares are you?
No,
are you
I'm really
using?
fast at editing. Well, now lo-fi content doesn't take much. So you can either edit in Instagram. I think the app has become much better than
It
it
has.
used to
Really?
be.
Okay.
Yep. So I just had a call with Meta like 2 weeks ago.
So did I. Weird.
Weird. What did they tell you?
You first.
You first.
So they're calling creators because they want to help you grow and monetize. Basically, if you think of it this way, they just want you to stay on the app the entire time.
Yes.
So I had 15 minutes with this guy, and he said, you must edit in the Instagram app. Use the filters, use all this
So
stuff.
no CapCut, none of those things.
But I've tested. I do CapCut more often.
Yeah.
And I don't see a difference.
What
Okay,
would be the
that's good to
difference,
know.
you think?
As far as like views, like
Views.
if every time I edited
Impressions.
on Instagram and I got 20,000 views and I did it in CapCut and it got 200, but there's no direct correlation. Now I do believe that when you're adding text to it, that if you use the Instagram text, the algorithm can read, like if you're captioning it, it can read your video.
Yes, I've heard
I
that.
believe
Is
that.
this real data? Is this what? Okay.
Yeah. So the algorithm is constantly changing. They put out a lot of studies on this. I reflect this when I work for my clients. When you look at my own Instagram page, you will see that I'm not doing any of these things. But because Erin is here, I will be posting a video today of my face.
How,
'Cause
and now I'm going back to like your roots and how it's changed so much. You're not old enough to cut tape.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I just graduated, and we went to nonlinear.
Oh, no, I take that back.
Right?
We did
Like,
in
it was
college.
the class I took. Like,
We learned mark in, mark out.
Yeah?
College was like, yeah, I take
that's
it back.
crazy though to
Yeah.
think about that. The technology that we were using back then, because I'm a producer at heart, own an agency now, and I'm in charge of all the content. So I'm just enthralled with all of the content that you do, that these people on TikTok are doing. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I could do that, but then you got to put time aside, you got to edit it, you know, and all that.
But you're so good. You're so fancy at what you do.
That might be it.
Right. So
Not,
and I
that's
follow
a
a lot of
non-brag right there when she says fancy. I'm not, you know what I mean? But you're saying my,
You're you
my
do very
software
you
professional.
do very
Yes.
professional videos, and I have plenty of buddies on Instagram that
Well, your
do
buddy
that.
Eric, our
Yes.
friend Eric Elliott,
Right.
who's going to be on the show, he does really good. He's actually
Yeah.
inspired me
He's awesome.
to talk more into the camera
Yeah.
like that.
Well, we
'cause
had
he's really
Miguel
good.
on the podcast
Miguel?
too. He was talking a lot about how his style changed over the years. Where he's making the drinks and showing his house. And
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's
And then, not to drop names, but Olivia said to be true to yourself, right?
Yeah.
To
I
you
think
know,
we, as marketers, we
live
all
your
know what
flowers.
we're supposed to do, and it's easy to do that for your clients and set up a content calendar and a strategy. But for yourselves, it feels a little.
Yeah.
It feels a little more like for just
Work?
speaking entirely for myself. No, it feels like how cool am I? Like copywriting in sweats with no bra, eating gummy bears while I write. Like no one cares.
I relate to that.
You're like no one cares, but apparently they do. So that's. I feel like I need to post a little bit more about what I'm doing behind the scenes and not just always highlighting the accomplishments of my clients, because that's what I typically do is like highlight the wins for my people.
Right.
But I don't do it. I'm in there making the wins happen. I just don't talk about myself doing it. I talk about congratulations to
what
my
it is.
team.
It's hard to talk about yourself.
It's hard to talk about yourself because you feel like you're being boastful. But honestly, at the end of the day, who's going to hire you to market them if you can't market yourself?
Uh-oh. Look at that. What do you think about that, Erin?
That's powerful stuff. Nothing to add.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that way about myself. I have that
But
like
but
internal
look at it.
conversation about myself.
But
I'm
you're
like, girl,
not talking about yourself up
Right.
front. If you have so much educational content
Yeah.
that so like you're helping people,
Right.
So that should be easy for you because you know so much that like we don't know. I'm sure that if you put out there, people would be like, oh my gosh, and I guarantee if you just start posting a little bit,
Yeah.
your response is going to be because
Okay,
people are
good.
like, there she is. We never see her. Oh my gosh,
There
she's
she
in
is
my
doing her
feed.
Google ads.
Look
today.
at her, braless in a sweatshirt.
Dear, I don't
Eating
know.
Or
gummy
dropping your
bears.
kid off at the school like that. However you go. No, that's yeah.
What's your favorite part of your career now? Sans being
That's a
parent,
tough
'cause-
question. Well, yeah, obviously
Yeah,
parents.
sans
why
that.
my motivation for everything. So I love Launchpad. I love Instagram, but I'll be honest, some days I really hate Instagram. Because it's constantly changing.
Constantly changing.
So it just feels very, very tiresome.
So solely Instagram, no Facebook. I'm sure you dabble in a little bit. No?
I mean, like I'll I have no idea how to do LinkedIn. I'll be honest.
LinkedIn.
But LinkedIn now has video, so I'm like, well, I'll just slap that up there. And
Yeah.
see what
No,
happens.
cross promote.
I don't
Slightly more
know.
professional, I would imagine.
Yeah,
on the
LinkedIn is
LinkedIn.
But now it has a Reels feed.
It does.
does?
It's,
Yeah.
just,
Where
it's
did I miss
recent.
that?
Yeah.
It just came out.
This just came out.
But so I get more frustrated with that just because it's tiresome. for me right now, the auction, like we're entering the auction season, that's my heart. That is so, it's so rewarding. Like it's really great. It's great to leave an event and be like, wow.
Where do you find your nonprofits to do the auctioneering?
They find me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any faves?
Because
there's so many great nonprofits around here. I have a favorite.
I
Camp Happy Days.
I love Camp Happy Days. I do their gala. I love them all. I mean, really, like kids and animals tug the most at my heart.
All right.
I haven't been to the Charleston Animal Society event. I would like to go.
Come this fall. I'll be there.
Okay. The tickets on sale now because I'll probably go.
Yeah.
You have a podcast too. Are you a host on a podcast?
I do the Charleston Women podcast.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, it's fun.
She's
Talk about
It's not this fancy.
What do you mean?
no, it's very professional. I
do it. I have a shed. Shout out to Cool Sheds.
Oh.
I have a studio
She's got a
shed.
she shed.
Okay.
I have the Cool Shed studio in my backyard.
You have a she shed.
I can't say she's shed because my husband gets a little peeved because he uses it too.
Oh, that's good.
So we call
and
it
she
the
hasn't made it
Cool
all
Shed.
pink and
The
things.
Cool Shed.
It's the Cool Shed studio.
Awesome.
So yeah, we shoot it from there. I do 2 a month, and it's in partnership with Charleston Women. So a lot of the women you'll see in the magazine, and then the podcast is great because you get to know them a little bit deeper.
Love that.
And I've met all kinds of cool women doing that.
I listen to it. There's a couple of people that I really, really love that you've had on there recently. Like once I was talking about the Happy Southerner, who I
Happy Southerner.
talk about someone who's got a good Instagram feed, and you feel like you know her. She's fantastic. Did she take your class?
No, she's just naturally good.
She's
No kidding.
She's good. Yeah,
Huh.
she really is. She will have to.
What about the future, Erin? Like, well, let's start with this. And then careers are so different now, aren't they? From back when we grew up, at the age me, whatever. You're having a career right now as an influencer, in a way, right? I don't
consider myself like
downplay
that,
whatever that means to you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah.
She's
right?
a Charleston celebrity.
That was not around 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe 5, but not 10. Isn't that crazy?
I think it's crazy. I always say everyone's an influencer now.
Yeah.
Back to you stirring your drink in the morning. Like you could sell me something.
Sure, that's true.
You know, I just think there's no barrier to entry. So when I started in TV, we had this amazing platform. You know, we were the TV people. You had to have access to have influence to do these
thought
things.
leaders, right?
And now, you know, I've been doing it 20 years. Anybody can do it. Like you don't need TV, you don't need radio, you don't need any of these traditional media platforms. Anyone can hit record on their phone and reach tens, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people.
Now, do you think the market is saturated, or do you think that it's just so changing all the time that there's room for all of us to?
I think that if you see a lot of people doing the same thing, it's proof of concept.
Yes.
Right? So there's a million marketers, but there's proof that people constantly need marketing help.
This is
Right.
true.
You know, I mean, they always say everything's oversaturated. So
That's
that's
what I
going to
was thinking,
stop
too.
you if you feel like it's too late to start doing something that's not true.
The train's already left the station.
And then short form video is just gonna. What's it like? 75% of all posts now are short form video.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah, like 80% of, like, wasn't Sean telling us,
Yeah.
like 80% of content online is all video now.
Yeah, I just saw. I feel like we spend 17 hours a week watching video.
What?
Like the
Yeah.
average person,
Crazy.
because you don't count just that scroll time.
I wonder if colleges
Research.
one day are just going to go to 100% video content and not even have college campuses because people are absorbing content so easily with video.
Well,
Versus
education's
sitting-
changing too.
Yeah, it's
Has to.
You know what's crazy too, and this is going to take you onto the AI road.
Yeah.
But my daughter, she's a freshman, and she was doing biology homework yesterday.
Okay.
And she was like asking me questions about cell types. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like Googling it for her. So now you get the AI summary at the top.
Yes.
So before you have to like click in the link, like read everything. Like she was done with her worksheet just like that because I'm Googling. And then I'm like, what am I doing this for you?
It's like
But
modern day Cliff Notes.
It just made you realize how learning is so different. And they don't type. You know how they type their papers?
no.
They talk into their computers.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Oh my
talk.
gosh.
My kids don't know how to type. They're terrible typers. You know, they talk into the phone
Talk
for
on the
text
phone,
messaging.
So they talk into their. I can talk
will
into
go
my
to their
MacBook.
Chromebook
Yeah,
and they're like
100%.
dictating.
Yeah.
Wow.
It might.
Uh-oh. It just changed
They're-
Steph's world there.
The world's changing.
You know
I
what's
know.
sad,
For
though?
journalism and English people,
I
it's like
can't even. It's a little bit of a heartbreak, right?
Yeah.
I heard this morning on a podcast, a news podcast, that middle school kids aren't getting the education that they feel like they want. They're getting bored about the content that's coming.
Well, they've
into play.
consumed so much information on the daily.
Well, that, and I feel like the careers in the past are just changing. Like everything is just not the same. So the education has to change with the times.
What I love, though, is that a lot of these people graduate high school with like an associate's degree already.
Well, that's cool.
That part is cool.
But
we didn't
also,
have that option. To take college courses early. Sometimes they get out of school like 12 noon, and they get to work from home. And it's
what if they don't want an associate's degree? What if they want to be a plumber? What if they want to, you know what I mean?
Well, they have all those tech trade schools through the high
Wando
schools
does
now.
a great job.
Yeah, Wando does a great job. Shout out to Wando High School. But that part I think is really interesting. But the talking to the laptop and not even being able to write a paper, that's a little heartbreaking.
Yep.
Whatever. They get it done. They're getting the job done, you know?
For all of us old school
Heartbreaking or not,
copywriters who like, there's something special about writing out your paper and clicking done and like leaning back and like admiring your work. But maybe that's just the copywriter in me. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
We've got 10 minutes until you got to be tail lights. And what do you want to talk about that we haven't covered yet?
I don't know. We've covered so much.
Cover so much, right? I love it.
She's
random stuff too.
I love that you're such like a champion for women.
Yes.
Does that sound?
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, I really feel like you are. Like, I mean, your partnership with the Charleston Women's Magazine. I know you were involved in a lot of Charleston women's groups and think tanks. I think that's really cool.
Right. It took another woman to tell me not too long ago to say, do you realize what's possible? And you know how you just have to hear it. And you're like, I guess I didn't. And that's how my whole auction business started. Like, I had a very narrow view of what auctions were. And I met another woman, like, in this middle of the country who's this fabulous auctioneer. And she said, I don't think you know what you can do.
Right.
And it just took seeing that example of someone else. And later today, I have a call with another female auctioneer who's like, hey, can you help? I'm like, absolutely, I can help.
She's always willing to help.
And I just want to pay it forward.
It's there's space for all of us, and sometimes I feel like this is just a competitive industry to be in as a woman, especially if you're your own solopreneur. So I think
in marketing,
I do.
Period,
I think so.
You know,
yeah.
It's wild how I've only lived in a few cities, but the women in Charleston are strong, smart, and celebrated more than I've ever seen before.
Really?
Like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm on board. I'm team woman. I'm ally and all that. But
He likes us. That's good to know.
Right, but I just feel like it's just a lot here. Maybe it's just the marketing scene here. Is if you go to an American market, you've done a luncheon with us before.
I have.
You've seen the sea of women that come to our events.
Yeah, you actually taught
The dudes are a handful.
your rails course to our.
With the brewery.
Yeah.
That's right. Holy City.
Weren't you the MC once at one of our Spark events too?
I did. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, she has a long-standing history with the AMA, so that's
I
awesome.
think Maggie got me there.
I love me some Maggie
Yeah, I love
Mills.
Maggie.
Yeah, we miss you, Maggie.
Yep. Shout out to Maggie. We'd love to have
she's
her
in
on.
Savannah now, right?
No, she's here. That's Kathleen. Kathleen's in Savannah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I keep up with all
Shout out
the
to
ladies because
Kathleen,
I
too.
too am a champion of women.
Had
so.
sushi with Kathleen. She got me on
you
board.
are.
Yeah. Trying.
So all the things you did we find out what you loved about your career? Did we get that question
About
answered?
the whole career?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough. I feel very.
You said auctioneer.
Auctioneering is like my heart right now because that's where we're making a difference. You know, I like teaching video too. It's amazing to see to help
Launchpad?
people. To help launch.
You are helping people.
Is it a virtual deal? Like, is it in person? Do you do
It's
both?
on Zoom. Like you go through some training modules weekly, and then we meet on Zoom.
And how do people find out about that?
It's mostly on my Instagram page. You know, see when I promote it. You can go to erinOnCamera.com.
Oh,
See more there.
there we go.
And we've got some big stuff coming. I just feel like I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities that have fallen into my lap only because I show up on Instagram. And that's why I feel so passionate about getting people like put your face out there because you never know who's listening.
Right.
And you never know what next huge door is going to open for you because they saw one reel.
So when is your next class?
My next live class is going to be probably January of next year.
Okay, this girl's signing up.
Join us.
Do you have the
And I'm
registration
not
already?
doing. You're the second person to ask since yesterday.
Talk about
so I'll
what
get
you do
on
though
it.
during the class here. Give us like a cliff note real quick.
It's the transformation of learning how to look at the camera, talk to the camera, learning how to edit it.
Sorry, camera.
Hi, camera.
Hi.
How to cut out pauses, how to make it fast, how to unlock your expertise and figure out what the heck you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then decide your goals with your page.
Half of that I
how long
have.
is the class?
Feeling comfortable is the hard part, and I love that your
Yeah.
ideas. So do you you know how with Reels and Instagram, everything is constantly training the trends. Are you following the trends every week, or you just do what you want to do?
There's something. I mean, yes, to jump on trending audio, but you have to have like a solid strategy other than just.
I follow you
Big
on that. I get your. You say, hey, the trending audio is coming out. The collective that you have on Instagram.
I have a membership, the Creative Collective.
Yeah.
So we have like a monthly masterclass.
So you have to. So how do you know? I mean, you just know what's trending.
You can see audio if it's trending. It has an arrow next to it, so you can see that.
Is it like a Google thing, or is it?
It's
like
in the Instagram.
It's within Instagram.
Yeah.
I got to get back in. Okay, I got to know more about.
But you don't
Instagram.
have to.
That's,
I mean,
my
I
media
spend
team
my
does
time
all
on
that, but-
Instagram, but you know, just wherever you see.
Right. I'm almost thinking TikTok.
And when
for
you-
me, but that's just I don't know.
I can see that.
I know, right?
When you do
Weird.
Reels, you can hear the same songs over and over again sometimes too, and you're like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
sure, but
which is
she's ahead
nice.
of it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
oh,
like,
no,
Where
yeah.
how do you get ahead of the game? Where
So here's the. So if you know Instagram and you see.
this is the secret. This is the secret.
So if you see that it's trending, right?
Uh-huh.
So you see an arrow. So
Yeah.
you click on it, and it will show you the audio, and will show how many uses.
Oh.
So there's a theory that some people say it should be under 5,000 uses. Some people say it should be like,
Why?
200 uses.
Okay.
Because you want to be early on the trend.
Yes.
So if it's like in a song that has 75,000 uses, so 75,000 other people have
Yeah.
used that audio,
Yeah.
you don't want to use it. So if you jump on early, we'll just say 5K or less, and then you want to look, so there'll be squares of all the other posts prior to you.
Yeah, because you're competing.
But it's
If
trending.
that first post is over 1 million, that's a good sign.
Okay.
And then I usually go down to like the third post after that and look at the comments to see if there's still engagement in it. Because then you can tell if people are still commenting as
That's a lot of
early as
research you're doing on
yesterday, it's still working. If they were commenting a week ago, like the trend is kind of over.
How do you
That's
know
more
that?
than you wanted
Did
to
you go
know.
to school for that?
No, I don't know. I just scroll a lot. There's no Instagram.
Very
school.
inquisitive and find. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. That's good. See, that's what we need right there.
That's a good
information
key
that
takeaway.
The AMA membership
There you go.
would like to hear.
My gift to you.
There you go.
Thank you. I knew we were gonna get something out of her. I knew
There you-
something free. You know
He-
what I mean?
he
She even
wanted-
auctioneered for us. That was awesome.
He wanted
What
you
else
to
do we
give
sell?
us talk to us about our on-camera presence. So
Yeah.
we're working on our on-camera presence.
Sitting up
Guys are
straight.
great.
I'm trying to sit up straight.
I think you're doing good,
Great,
Mike.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't do the
Don't do
the
this.
hands.
She,
No.
She did that.
Don't you?
Don't do that. All right, folks. Stephanie, give one more question to Erin if we have
So
one.
should I bring you rosé when I see you at
Right?
the Pack Athletic game?
Should you?
Because
Yeah.
we're both Pack cheer moms
Yep.
now. I just found out. So I'm
Shout
gonna-
out to Pack Athletics.
Pack
We
Athletics.
love them.
Yeah, we're really excited. No, I think it's awesome that you have such a balance because you are like queen mom, like you're always with your 4 girls and you just wear so many hats, and I think it's really inspiring for other people to see that like you just live a very full life, and it's impressive because you seem like you're always having a good time,
Mm-hmm.
yet you're very productive.
We're trying, and I'm glad you said like when I do auctions, not every gala is a fit,
Right.
but sometimes if it's like an oyster roast or something, I bring my girls and they work for me,
There you go.
and I pay them because I want them to see like this is funding you, so you need to be a part of that. So understand the work ethic, but
Yep.
I also want them to see the good that we're doing, and I also
Right.
pay them to do Instagram graphics sometimes.
Good for you.
Little helpers.
Yeah. I mean,
They're cooler than I am.
No, it's
I don't know about that.
she's so busy with the 4 girls and then everything you got going on. So next time that I see you at an event, if they're there, you better introduce me because
I
I want
will.
to meet all your daughters.
I will for sure.
They keep you on your toes. And I saw her at the New Kids on the Block concert, and she was rocking some cute sweat.
Well, you were in the onesie, right?
I was in the onesie.
Sorry, I missed that, guys.
You missed that next
My
time.
wife was
Mine
there though.
wasn't there.
Next time.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
Erin.
my
This
pleasure.
was so
Very cool.
fun.
It was
Very
fun.
cool.
Now,
It's
how
weird
can-
to be on the other side where people are asking me questions.
Isn't it wild?
People say that.
That's
Strange.
so. How can everybody follow you on Instagram? What's your handle?
It's at Erin Kienzle on Instagram, and you can go to erinonCamera.com.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah.
What a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
We would love to have
My
you at
pleasure.
another AMA event sometime soon because I feel like we need a refresher course for our reels for our audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
A
take
luncheon.
Launchpad.
Yeah, we'll take the launch pad.
Real quick, how long is the course for?
It's 5 weeks.
5
That's
weeks.
good.
4
That's not
live
so bad.
sessions. Mm-mm.
I like the accountability of showing up,
Mm-hmm.
having a team of people to help critique you, like a community. I think that's really.
And
really
you get to
good.
You
talk
have
to
to-
Erin.
I'm doing it in January. We've already
You have to
decided.
commit to 4 live Zooms. That's all it is. You get to hang out 4 times live.
I love it. Let's do it. I'm down.
Can you pay for more? Do you want to close this out, Steph? It says here, Stephanie.
You can close.
Yeah?
Out.
Thanks again, Erin. You were the
My
best.
pleasure.
Before we leave, we'd like to thank our sponsors, the Charleston Radio Group, Jerry Feels Good.
What's up, Jerry?
What's up? Feels good. And, of course, the American Marketing Association. If you want to be a sponsor or a guest on our show, reach out to podcast@charlestonama.org.
And don't forget your Spark tickets. Coming up in November.
Spark is in November. That's right. That's right. Thanks again, Erin. Stephanie.
We love to have you. Thank you for being
My
here.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And we'll work with you soon. Okay, awesome.
Until next time, Charleston. Peace.
Bye.